What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Let's call a spade a spade. Today, it's going to be the Pogba show, and it's probably going to be the start of multiple Pogba shows. We're excited. We got to talk about the French midfielder's possible return to Juventus, as well as some other news that we had recently drop of other potential names in the Mercado. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today, it's Sunday, May 15th, 2022. It is not a game day, calcio day for Juventus. We play tomorrow on Monday, but we have a ton of news to break down for you regarding the ongoing situation, which basically, with the Mercado basically being open and the season being done, even though it's not, but it is. Let's get into it. Before we do that, make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. But let's jump into the big news story of the day. There's going to be a few of these slides, so stick with me. Very first up in the graphics, we have Gianluca Di Marzio, who comes out of the work once again to talk about Juventus. One thing we know about Di Marzio, he's been a less wordy when it comes to it. He only really speaks now when he seems to know what's going on. So we have reports on Juventus from him. He says that Juventus want to bring Pogba back, and on Monday there will be a meeting. Juve have expressed their interest in Pogba and have asked to be informed of any offers from other teams. Juve are planning to make contact with the entourage to delve into the overall cost, obviously wanting to get him cheaper than they will for other options. Pogba has given his availability, but there's an economic problem. Mainly both PSG, who would like the midfielders, and Manchester United themselves, obviously for the renewal offer more than Juve. There's more to this, but real quick, just my comments. I like to give my comments. My comments on this are, first off, Manchester United, I'll believe it when I see it. I think there's so much bad blood and so much negativity going on with that club, with the mess that they did there. The mess that Ronaldo was in and the mess that he probably helped contribute to. Yeah, I took a shot. As well as the overall situation, the treatment of Pogba. It's time for him to move on and move out to friendlier waters. I think that'll be one thing that'll definitely help with Juventus in Turin. He is beloved. Not many people can say a lot of negative things about him. All this stuff about the leadership and the stuff because he has fun out there, because the stuff with his hair, it's nonsense. There's undertones there that I don't like at all. But anyway, the one thing is obviously to keep an eye out with PSG, because they can money whip people, and they will try to money whip. Let's continue. The second part, he goes on to say, this is Di Marzio, saying that Juventus want to bet on the heart, on what the Juventus jersey has meant in the past for him, and on what it can represent to the city, or for the city of Torino. Where Pogba can certainly feel important, Juve's offer, at least at the moment, is lower. The final decision, of course, will always be up to Pogba. During Monday's meeting, Juve's chances will be more clear. They hope it will be the first in a series of meetings. Otherwise, Pogba will remain a dream. So we'll see what happens. I think the latest update has been Monday will be when the meeting is occurring. I believe Romeo Gresti has reported this and has confirmed it. Tomorrow, there will be meetings done. I don't know if it's before or after. I'm guessing it's before the games, given the time here and how it works in Italy. But we'll have a clearer picture of if Pogba back, whatever nonsensical word you want to use to determine or to talk about him coming back to Juventus. We'll see if it'll become fruitful. By tomorrow, probably around this time tomorrow, we'll probably have a much clearer picture. So right now, that's what we'll keep an eye on, see how much he works. We know right now a couple of the offers. Actually, let's go ahead and talk about that. So next up, we have Gianluca Di Marzio also talking about the situation of where it actually came down to Juventus for Pogba, and obviously the many rumored talks of Milinkovic-Savic. He says for Savic, it would take at least 60 to 70 million euros. This is why Juve decided to go for Pogba. He will listen to Juve's offer on Monday. The player will decide if he will go to PSG or return to Juve on a lower salary. Real quick, before anybody jumps the gun, jumps the shark, whatever you want to say, and says this, I want to clarify. Here's my personal opinion, obviously, but I think a lot of people are going to say, so Juve are broke. Juve have no money. They can't afford this. Look at that. They won't pay 60, 70 million euros to get Milinkovic-Savic. I don't think it's that clear and cut. I think a lot of this has to do with the situation with Milinkovic-Savic. Is not only are you just going up against the PSG with them, you're going up against Manchester United. They're going to need to replace Pogba, and that's why this is kind of a love triangle, love carousel, if you will. Heck, whatever. One guy goes this way, the guy goes the other way. Manchester United are definitely going to be in the mix for Milinkovic-Savic, and they have money too, and they can definitely drive that price up. What you're looking at is 60 million euros, 70 million euros for this player is going to be much more expensive when you have the likes of PSG money whipping him, Manchester United doing it, and going back and forth. And then you have Lotito. We can't forget to mention Lotito, the negative feelings he has towards Juventus. He's not going to try to help a a rival in the league. I'm on a totally different sport right now. He's not going to help Juventus. He's not going to do them any favors. He's going to drive that price up as well. At this point, it might be a dead cause, and that's where we have to sit right now and realize, as much as we would love to have Milinkovic-Savic, and I would love to have him, Pogba may be the more reasonable option. That might be why Juventus are making this decision. Let's continue. Another part about Pogba is Romeo Gresi giving his thoughts, giving his comments. Obviously, the Bible when it comes to Juve. He says that Juve have expressed their interest, their interest in Pogba, and have asked to be informed of any offers from other teams. Juve are planning to make contact with the entourage to delve into the overall cost. The game is essentially about how much Juve will put on the table. And I know I just did that, and I knocked it off everything. That's what I get. I'm learning. Anyway, they put it on the table. I'm not going to hit the table again. Not going to kill the graphics again. But anyway, the game is essentially about how much we'll put on the table. The entourage of Pogba wants around 11 million euros net per season, at least 4 years. The Bianconeri are in lower figures by exploiting the DC. In short, everything will depend on the player's will. So we'll see what happens here. If again, it's kind of the same reports that DiMarzio saying, but basically confirming it. And we know that when it comes to Gresi, it's a trusted source, and I believe it. So we'll see what happens. Will Pogba take the lower pay cut? It's not as drastic as I thought it was going to be. It's like 3 to 4 million euros after all is said and done, bonuses, all that goes along with it. But at the same time, is PSG going to money whip him? Are they going to offer an even higher salary because they can pay it? And will that make the difference? Or you also see, let's not leave this out. If you look at PSG in that situation, superstars left and right. They got Donnarumma, who I'm upset about. And I get on here and fill my diaper every day about it. At least I did last summer. But then all the other players, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, he's probably going, or maybe he's not going. We'll see what happens with him. All those monies they're paying, all those players they're paying, there's not a good chemistry. And also people are getting, I don't know, crucified is not a good word to use, but they're getting crushed left and right for the performances, for the chemistry issues that are going on there. Is that a situation that Pogba wants to go in? I'm not going to act like Juventus are perfect here either, but at the same time, Pogba will be a returning king. He will be a son, the prodigal son coming back to Juventus. Going back to his dad, Allegri, basically. So it's going to be a good situation for him. There's a lot there. It's going to be difficult for him to say no, and that's what I'm banking on. And then another part about Pogba, just is La Stampa reporting saying that Juventus' offer for Pogba will be close to 10 million euros. The meeting will take place on Monday, so confirming that. We'll see what happens. We'll keep you updated. Make sure you're tuned in. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, liking the video, and make sure you have that bell turned on, because as soon as this stuff happens, we're going to be live talking about it once we know there's a clear picture, and especially when the Here We Go happens. We're going to have those live streams for you, and we'll cover it in the coming weeks. Stick with us. We're going to keep you filled in. Next up, though, let's talk about the Milinkovic-Savic situation. So let's go to that here, and we have Gazzetta dello Sport talking about just exactly what happened, what's going on over there, saying that Sergei Milinkovic-Savic is Juventus' plan B, which may make some of you faint, but I think a lot of the reasonings, obviously I talked about earlier, is why it's become plan B instead of a plan A. Plan B, he's a plan B for the midfield. The Serbian, who has Allegri's full approval, is on his way out of Lazio, and has already let it be known through his agent, Kesman, that he would have no problem moving to Turin. His brother's there, all the good stuff. The difficult thing, however, is to negotiate with Lotito, who is asking for 70 million euros. If Pogba does not work out, being that he's now plan A, which really, it surprised me. It's going to surprise a lot of you that Pogba would be plan A, because I think a lot of fans and a lot of people are in the boat that Milinkovic-Savic, a player who has a lot more upside. Pogba has a ton of upside. He probably would, on his best day, and his physically fit, healthy Pogba is leaps and bounds better than anything that Juventus have in that midfield right now. But got injury issues, got all the stuff going along with that right now. What happens if Pogba doesn't work out? What if he goes to PSG? Then it's down to you and Manchester United to try to bring in, more than likely, I'd imagine. I mean, who knows? PSG could throw their hat and get both players because they're PSG and they got that bleep you money, I guess, because of oil. But at the same time, what happens is between you and Manchester United to get him. You got to deal with the little Tito nonsense and all that. You got to put it on the table again. Again, not hitting the table. Got to get a better table so I can hit the table. That's part of my thing. I'm going to hit the table. It's going to happen, right? Anyway, so we'll see what happens when it comes to Milinkovic-Savic. But if they do have to go all in on him, are they going to be able to pay the money? Are they going to be able to money? No, they're not going to be able to money whip. Let's not kid ourselves. But at the same time, will they be able to negotiate with Tito and maybe use Torino as an option to go in? But I think right now all eyes are on Pogba in that situation. That also speaks to me, and it says that maybe Allegri, this is the moment. This is when Allegri has his time where he is actually getting his say in the Mercado. Because we know that didn't really happen last season, and that's what I wondered most back in last Mercado, because we were told that Allegri was getting so much power, and obviously he did not, because look what we got in the Mercado, right? Moving on, let's get to the next topic, otherwise you'll be here all day with me. I know some of you love doing that, but not everybody. Moving on, we have Nico Schiera talking about Alvaro Morata and his situation, saying that Alvaro Morata hopes to stay at Juventus, but Atletico Madrid. And don't you all click off the video right now. I know what you're thinking. Don't do it. Don't you click off that freaking video. We can see what's going on here. There's big news coming near at the end as well. So stick to the very end of the video. Give us the watch hours, hit the like button, all that stuff. You know what you're doing. Come on. Anyway, it goes on to say, Alvaro Morata hopes to stay at Juventus, but Atletico Madrid don't want to give the green light for a discount on the option to buy price at 35 million euros. According to the Bianconeri, the price is too high. They would like to spend no more than 20 million euros to sign him. So that remains the same. Nico Schiera is giving us more of the same, but that's the situation when it comes to Morata. We'll see if they're able to get something at the end, but it's going to be a long, drawn-out process, especially it helps that Morata wants to stay at Juventus, but we'll see if Atletico Madrid budges at all. Moving on, a new name that could pop up, though, if Alvaro Morata leaves, and that is that of Muriel. Maybe not super new, but a new development lately. We'll see if that's how, this seems... To me, this falls under the similar category that I would put in a lot of the Inter player reports lately. The Perisic, the Skriniar, all that stuff. I've kind of viewed it there where it's kind of nonsense, so take it with a massive grain of salt when I read this. So Gazzetta dello Sport reporting that with Morata being a difficult deal to make, Juventus are also keeping an eye out on Muriel. So he could be an option, the Atalanta player. He is out of contract, I believe, in June of 2023, as well as he's valued about 20-something million euros. So we'll see, probably get him for a pretty affordable price if they were to do that. Continue off of that, Gazzetta dello Sport, I think, also reports saying that Luis Muriel is an idea for Juventus, the Colombian, due to expire in 2023, with an option to renew for another season at Atalanta, could take Morata's place. So just keep an eye on that. We'll follow that, keep you updated. I'm not going to dive too much into it, because I don't know that I fully buy it and that I believe into it. I kind of, like I said, I throw it right in the category, along with the players that we have from Inter, but at the same time, maybe Muriel's trying to make a look to move to a club that's actually going to be in the Champions League. Second to last, and this is one of the big ones, and then the second one is kind of for me. It's not Big Z. It's not a Big Z update, so you all calm down. But this one is Tutto Sports reporting, talking about Fagioli's future. It'll be in Serie A, but it may not be Juve and it may not be Cremonese. They're saying that Lazio are targeting Niccolò Fagioli. Sarri would have identified the midfielder as the perfect pawn on which to build his young Italian team. There should be official contact between Juventus and the player's agent in the coming days to discuss the youngster's future. So keep an eye out. The people that may be disappointed to see Fagioli leave, he could be even worse. He could be going to Lotito's guys. He could be going to Lazio, and without the idea of bringing in SMS the other way. So keep an eye out on that. We'll see what happens there, and especially if Fagioli goes to Lazio and develops into something serious, and we're sitting back looking frustrated, you'll know where to look. Of course, I'll be one of the guys you can look at because I was saying Manetti the whole way. So it is what it is. Final news report of the day revolves a Milinkovic, not Milinkovic-Savic, Milinkovic with an E in the middle, and that is that Fiorentina's player. Tutto Sports reporting that Juventus are pushing for Milinkovic to come in and replace Chiellini. And I actually looked at this yesterday. I didn't talk about it in the video, but I looked at the surroundings and I was wondering, what's going on here? Where is Milinkovic? Where is that name? Because that name popped up all last year, and it popped up early on a couple months ago, but it hasn't really been relevant lately. And this is my option that I would probably look at. This is one that I'm fairly high on. He's a really, really, really good placeholder to bring into the defense and maybe work on something so that way you're not making a drastic move right away. Maybe if Juventus can't pay the 40 million euros for Badiashile to bring him to Juventus, maybe you can bide your time with a player like Milinkovic and maybe make a more calculated move in a future Mercado that you're not replacing, getting a massive bit of midfielder, trying to bring in a Raspadori, trying to bring in a Di Maria, all these options going in there. Milinkovic-Savic may be a good holdover kind of option. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he continues to develop. If you're not big on Milinkovic-Savic, let me know as well. Who do you think really is the one they should be going after? If it's Romagnoli or a Cherby or anybody like that, you're getting blocked. But I appreciate it. Anyway, that'll do it for today's episode of the news. The real big story is Pogba. Pog back, Pog begin, whatever nonsense you want to say. He could be coming back to Juventus. We're going to keep you updated every step of the way. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below of all the stories we talked about. If you haven't already, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos, as well as make sure you're following Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and me at Justin Sofro on Twitter as well. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.